Hello, and welcome to Spaceships and Star Worms, the stream. My name is Ben Quiggins, they, them, your local game master and co-creator of SNS, and these are my players.
They didn't say wonderful that time. I'm worried.
We're all on the shit list because I muted them once.
Yep.
Yeah, you know.
You guys are guilty by proxy.
I hope somebody who's watching.
You rise or fall together.
Somebody clip that, like the hello, and then the deadpan silence as I cut to Steve's face as he just stares off into space.
It's perfect.
I'm just trying to, map out our format of this show. It's Ben's intro, train wreck. My intro.
No, train wreck's just the rest of the show, right?
Yeah.
No, you forgot Audrey's Audrey's
Another
plug.
train wreck.
That happens somewhere
Yeah.
between train wreck.
We're still at train wreck 1. All right.
You're not on the rails, Steve. I'm sorry.
There was a delay. Some parts were missing from the shipment.
Look, guys, I rocketed this stream at the start. Okay, I just want to throw it out there. I was ready to go.
Sounds fake, but
There's
okay.
some more paperwork that needs to be done before the train can get back on the rails. I think we're good, though. Hi, I'm Steve. He, him. I play Scarrick, the Bravash roboticist, and his big robot friend, Mars. And I hope at some point tonight we show you the amazing new art of them.
Raz did it, and it's great. And you should check it out on their Twitter, at RedDragonRaz, which we'll talk about more later.
Which, honestly, if you're on Twitter, you should just be following, because then you would see
For real.
her art as she posts it.
Yes.
It's my turn.
It's your turn. It's your turn, Getty.
Hello. My name is Getty, aka Ragnarok Rose. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Twig, the proxy paladin. His pronouns are also she and her. Don't have any calls today. Receipts are on notice. Everything else, no. I'm excited to see this new book that's coming out from us, though.
I have so much power. Like, I could hit the wrong button on the stream and just show something that you've never seen before.
Well, okay. Most of the stuff that I have that we're going to talk about here at the beginning, they have seen already. So
that's fair.
Just a note with secretly new content.
They saw it here on this stream.
Were we supposed to sign NDAs?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Technically, you did because you played in the playtest.
Yeah, but that was just to not spoil class material mainly. And now we're here and we're doing it, so we're good.
All right, transition out of Trainwreck 3 and into my intro. Hello, what's up, everybody? I'm Aaron. Pronouns he, him. I play the part of Arrow, the Bard College of the Diva. Pronouns also he, him. I have a long title and I botch it every time. And I'd like to give a special shout out to my friends over at Camp of Creations who made this beautiful handmade wood-burned dice box that keeps me from throwing my dice all over the floor, which I do a lot and very often.
Yeah, can they make you a backboard add-on for that? Because
they might.
I mean, Chris is taking orders for Christmas right now, so I could ask for that.
I was gonna say I'm gonna call Chris up, and your secret Christmas present's gonna be like backboards for your dice roller.
A backboard for my dice roller. So I need.
You gotta be like, what about this dice tower, Chris? Can you burn something on this dice tower for me?
Yeah. You know what?
I feel like that would keep him from throwing because it would contain his natural strength.
Do you think that Aaron would actually use a dice tower though? I feel like he loves the tactile sensation of the chucking of the dice too much.
It's about momentum. It's about perseverance.
It's about throwing as hard as you can.
Not like our friend Jared, whose dice tower we have to watch assemble every Friday.
Look, you say it like that's a chore, but like we all love it. We all stop conversation and we're mesmerized by it.
I think it's fun.
I lost the D20 that I just threw for that joke, and I'm sad.
Aaron, Raz says that you need those little borders for kiddie bowling. I could probably get you some bumpers.
You know what Aaron needs? A kiddie pool for the dice. Just sit in the middle of it. Then it won't go anywhere.
Oh my god.
You know, I hear that there's a like a hot tub meta on Twitch that'll really up our viewer count if I'm just sitting in a kiddie pool running our stream. That's how that works, right?
I think it was 3 months ago, dear.
Oh.
Don't you just say like buzzwords and then it like puts you up in the algorithm, or is that YouTube? I think that's YouTube.
No, anyway.
Audrey, who are you?
Sure. Hi, I'm Audrey, she, her. I play Ever, the Easonite survivalist. And as for shoutouts for me tonight, I actually don't have any. Aaron did his Camp of Creations. As always, you'll hear from our partner, Funky Games, at the intermission. But we have some fun stuff to talk about instead of letting Ben go straight into their recap. So, first things first. We have a book coming out. We've been saying August 31st, which is what I still want to tentatively hope for, but printing is way the hell backed up on Drive-Thru RPG. So it might be digital released August 31st, print release as soon as we get the proof to approve. But the new book is called The Galactic Primer on Urban Sprawls, and it's an expansion book similar to our Galactic Primer on Natural Environments, where that one was kind of a monster manual. This one is so full of magic items. It's got so many magic items.
Much treasure. And treasure generation.
It's true. We wrote some rules for generating treasure that are a little more robust than what's in the 5e GM's guide. And Ben put a lot of time and effort into adapting a lot of items as well as into creating a lot of items. So we're really excited about this one. There's more than just items in it, but items are like the big thing. There's like over 100 pages of it.
A lot of items.
Yeah. It's like half the book.
Easily.
But the other half of the book is new class archetype options, backgrounds,
equipment,
items,
some stuff like that.
Stuff. If you ever wanted to add on to your spaceship because the slots and stuff in it weren't enough, we have some of that in there as well. Rules for how to do that and facilitate that, which is something we get requested about a lot, actually.
Yeah, people ask about it quite a bit, so we built those expansion rules out so you can modify and expand your spaceships better. So that's a fun little thing. There's not really an easy or good way to preview that because there wasn't a lot of art to go with it, so we're mostly going to talk about items while we're talking about this on the stream tonight. But so the first one we're going to show you is art that you've already seen before because it's Zithix, the gross book Virix thing that we talked to in cyberspace.
Disgusting.
This thing is nasty.
And this one instead of being just like a regular magic item is something called a mythic artifact. And Ben, you wanna tell them what the kind of design idea was behind having mythic artifacts in there?
Yeah. So the idea behind a mythic artifact is just to have these magic items that have a lot of mystery and legend around them that a GM can look at and say, oh, this makes a great center point to my campaign that I'm building. They make great MacGuffins, they make for great goals, they add spice to things, and they exist in the galaxy. And for the most part, nobody knows where most of them are in the current lore of the day. So
there's 20 of them in total in the book.
Yeah, there's 20 of them in total. If you've ever played in regular, D&D games where, say, like the Eye of Vecna would come up, right? It's the same kind of thing.
Or the Horn of Orcus, right?
The Wand of Orcus, yeah.
Which I can't ever remember what it's called.
Or the Book of Vile Evil, or the Vile Darkness. Those artifacts, they play in the same space. These are things that you just don't necessarily give a player because, like, they're made to break the game explicitly. So
yeah, they're big campaign MacGuffins. But the Zithix book is one of the pretty ugly, gross ones. It's tied to our Virix species, of course, which is like the primary villainous entity that we've created in the setting. They are cannibalistic humans from another galaxy that have managed to create the technology to jump from galaxy to galaxy. So this book is named for their god. So you'll see on the screen there, it says Zithix, Zaldan's Truth, and Zaldan is the god of the Virix. And it'll just whisper in your ear, some maybe true things, some maybe not true things.
Gross talking book.
Little secrets.
Actually, it has
Nasty
truth
thing
in the name.
I
Like,
mean,
you can open this book, and just like Tom Riddle's diary in Harry Potter, you can ask whatever you want, and it will tell you things, and it won't gaslight you, probably.
well,
Are
agree
you
to
gaslighting
disagree.
us right now? Are you gaslighting us by saying it doesn't gaslight people?
Agree to
Yes.
disagree on that, man.
Meta.
Absolutely.
So we'll talk more about another mythic artifact later on, but we wanted to also touch on just a couple items that you've probably heard us talk about on the stream that characters have. My personal favorite, the Lifeline Watch. We literally had to change the rarity of this item because of the way Aaron was using it on the stream.
I broke this item.
Yeah, so here's the thing about the Lifeline Watch. The thing about the Lifeline Watch is,
Right when it's ever a sentence
when I
like that.
wrote it and I gave it to Arrow on the stream, we hadn't actually play tested it yet, so we got to see it in real time how good it was, and then it became very clear that it was not a minor rare item. It was in fact much higher up on the scale.
We had a whole conversation, not just about that, but also like, is it a bonus action or a regular action? And you were like, the bigger one.
And in general, just to remind you, the Lifeline Watch is the one that Arrow has where he can press the little button on it and it saves his like stats and HP and everything at the time. And then later on, if he's like hurt or poisoned or both, he can press another little button and it'll go zoop and restore him to where he was when he pressed the first button.
Yep. It's fun. I love it. It's a great item.
Very good.
Keeps me
Arrow
alive.
has a lot of the really goofy items, I'm realizing.
Yeah, I also realized that as I put the graphics together for the stream.
The next one that I have on the list is the
these.
Chair of Levitation, which I think hasn't come up a whole lot, but it's Arrow's gamer chair that hovers.
It's in the base. It's in our secret base.
Yes.
It is, yeah.
I mean,
It's
he
a
did
floating
explicitly
gamer chair.
buy it.
Yeah.
It looks very sinister.
It's
black
great.
and red. It's a gamer chair, right?
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
RGB enabled.
I didn't send Aaron the art of this one, but the other goofy item that Arrow has that I really like is the tearaway pants of pants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the pants where you tear them off and you make an illusion of whatever pant-related thing you want underneath.
Yes.
I wrote that on my sheet, and it's funny because I know that it's part of, we're development team. We get to work on things. Before it was called the Tearaway Pants of Pants, I wrote on my sheet Bowie Starlight's Pants, which was very clearly influenced by a very popular vocalist musician.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you don't?
Yeah, it's Getty's sibling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my sibling.
Yeah, Bowie Starlight.
Bowie
Perfect.
Starlight.
Bowie Starlight.
All right, and then last little teaser for you before we jump into the game is the item that we use the most and talk about the least, the Hard Light Storage Bag. So this is one that Ever has, and it's your basic bag of holding style thing except for science. And also, we just really love this art, so wanted to share that.
Art.
It's like a messenger bag, and I don't know, Ben, I don't remember exactly how you describe how this thing functions.
So it uses magic to convert physical objects into energy and then organizes that energy into rigid data, which it stores inside itself. But this is
Rigid
why,
data.
unlike, as opposed to like flexible data, those numbers, they ain't changing. But it's the reason why, unlike a regular bag of holding, even though the hard light storage bag can, you can put bigger stuff in it and it can hold more, but it can only hold dead or inorganic things because it can't recreate life whenever you go to pull your stuff out, and it reverse engineers it from data to energy to physical substance. If you tried to put a living thing in there, it would come out as just a mass of flesh.
A corpse.
A corpse.
Yes. Well, the mass of flesh was kind of, if you've ever seen Galaxy Quest,
yeah,
the teleportation thing.
Gross.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, so that's why it doesn't really work with living creatures, like the regular bag of holding does.
Right. Well, we have a lot more that we could talk about, obviously, and we will talk about a little bit more when we get back from intermission, I think.
So stay tuned.
Right, but for now, we're going to go ahead and play this game. And once again, if you're interested in picking up a copy of the book, it's the Galactic Primer on Urban Sprawls. It will be out in at least digital form on August 31st in our Drive-Thru RPG shop. We'll post on all our social media, I'm sure. We're fingers crossed that the proof will be ready in time for the print version to be available then as well. Anyway, Ben, do you want to recap us now? Get into it? That actually went off like with way less train wreck than our introductions did, and I don't actually know how.
Well, most of us were quiet, and it was just like talking.
It's true.
You know,
You did specifically ask us to interrupt us just to peek behind the corner, so I feel like we just failed you there.
I did
You
say
can't
that
request
you guys
AI.
could riff as much as you wanted, yes.
We did fail to riff. That is correct. We've got so many one-liners that we have to save them for the actual session. Right?
All right. So, what did happen last time, y'all? You guys spent some time off and did some solo scenes. Twig went on a date. Ever
Very
set
awesome.
up her funerary organization stuff. Got herself a
Just in
little
case.
capsule for her dead body, and just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Scarrick's been learning martial arts, and Arrow has started a super blog.
Yeah.
So everybody's been busy doing their thing. You guys got back together for another custodian job brought in to you guys by Maury from a member of the cabinet, the governor's cabinet. So Ruin is the head of the Department of Arcane Management, DAM, here on the station. A small sub-department of the overall security department for the station. And... Sorry.
And
we're all level 18 now.
No!
yes,
Damn it.
Look, I got roll H points.
yes.
The next 30 minutes
Not
is
the
us
table.
leveling up. No.
And you guys
I guess it'll
headed
be-
to the Axis to meet with him directly to figure out what was going on. You met in the club that Mahogany Jones owns, that Ever has been to multiple times, enough to know the bouncer
Owns
up front.
it?
Oh, you didn't know that?
Oh shit!
Nope.
No.
That wasn't dropped in there.
Oops. I guess
That's
I was
hilarious.
keeping that detail aside.
You
wasn't I?
did not tell me that.
She didn't either. It sounds like.
Now you know that. Now you know why everyone's so extra respectful.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's your boss's girlfriend. Look out.
But anyways, so you guys met with Ruin, who is a Meshar, and they spoke to you guys about what's going on. Apparently, roughly 15 days ago, a member of the janitorial and power management staff at the primary government building, the government tower, in the center of the Axis, seemed to have a sudden madness overtake them and started shutting down and messing with the power systems of the building, creating a number of blackouts and security blackouts. When they were taken to the hospital, it was discovered that they had some kind of magical malady afflicting their mind, and they're currently doing better and are in recovery for that. But when checking that data against the magical databases, the planar specialist for the Department of Arcane Management found abominant-related strains of magic. And you guys were brought in to find and either get rid of and or destroy or take care of in whatever way whatever abomination might be causing this issue. This is compounded.
Seduce.
What's up?
Getty, if that's what Twig wants to do.
She can't get a date with a regular person. No, yeah, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Explain to the audience.
And
The audience
whose
is
fault
my
is
friend.
that?
in addition to potentially seducing this abomination, but in addition to that, it is Ruin's belief that one or more of the upper cabinet members have additional suspicious activity around them. Specifically, they installed some magical sensors. They upgraded them whenever this guy is diagnosed to kind of see if anybody else was being affected. And they found that two of the cabinet members, while they have not been acting in a way that would predispose them to having this magical malady, they are registering as more magically potent than their medical records say they should be. And while that could mean a lot of things, both innocent or not, it is worth looking into.
Thank you to Starsealer98 for the follow. Thanks for
thank
joining
you.
us. I'm glad you could finally catch one of our streams. Welcome to the train.
Welcome. So now you guys have temporary badges and are technically here on your first day of work in the Axis Central buildings, which I'll describe here in a moment, just so you can get that firmly in your mind. But you're here on your first day. You just skipped out of your orientation. You're not actually being hired, but this is your cover so that you can pretty much have free range of the government buildings and sites and associated areas, as well as the ability to talk to pretty much anybody. Your Department of Arcane Management badges, your damn IDs, if you will get you through most places and into most places, and
Such a weak
you can
joke.
talk to people. So while
Wow,
you guys are
Getty.
not,
It's really laying on the heat there.
She woke up and chose violence.
yeah, and Getty wonders why I didn't put wonderful as a descriptor.
I mean, I agree with Getty personally.
I also agree with your choice not to call us wonderful.
You know,
Are we all correct here? Maybe. But yeah, so that's where we left off. Oh, there was one last thing before we dropped off, and that was Anvaya is with you, hiding out in Scarrock's shadow, and took a few sniffs of the air around the building and can confirm that an abomination has been in the area. And not only that, it is the abomination that was in the office of the underground bank where you guys were trapped inside the vault for a little bit. Not the one you fought, but the one
that we think
that trapped
got away
you.
because it was in that office or whatever.
Right.
Yes, precisely. And notable about this abomination, talking to Ruin about it, is that it doesn't seem to be following the usual patterns of abominant, like monstrous abominations that are just causing destruction and madness. It seems to be smarter and more subtle.
Well, I don't love it.
Which we know for our monster fuckers out there that means
oh
it can't
my god.
Please.
He stopped paying attention for like 2 seconds and then came back
was the
into
right
monster
call.
fuckers.
Steve, that was the right call.
Except that he came back for monster fuckers, so maybe it wasn't the right call.
I hate this.
You're the one who brought up seducing the abomination.
Look, I was just thinking what we were all thinking, okay? I was just thinking what we were all thinking.
She's just keeping our options open.
I don't think we were all thinking that.
Well, some of us are wrong. Anyway.
After the interaction with the Star Worm.
Oof, big mama.
That's big
Can
mama.
we not talk about the thick Star Worm again?
Sorry, request denied.
Oh, we know. Is the
Show that
game
art.
not called,
Water.
is the game not called Spaceships and Thick Star Worms? Is that not what our game is called?
That's it. I'm killing it. Bye, everyone. That's the end.
Book,
I'm killing the stream. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Here's our socials. Yada, yada, yada. Post-stream.
Time and death.
Damn.
39
We haven't even
minutes,
started playing.
59
Aaron's
seconds.
already shutting down the stream.
I'm already shutting it down.
I mean, it's the only right thing to do.
All right. So, like I said, I'm going to describe the building and layout for you guys because this is where we're going to be for a little while. And I want you guys to kind of get an idea of where you're at. So, the central government building on the axis is actually 5 towers arranged in a pentagonal shape with bridges to each other on each floor that have an open center that's like a large courtyard garden area. It's also like a lunch area. There's an outdoor seating and eating and jogging paths and stuff in that center bit there. Um, each of the buildings kind of facilitates each of the towers, I'll say, it facilitates a different purpose. And then there is 2 basement levels beneath the towers. So you guys would have gotten all this information in your little packet from Ruin. So basement level 2 is where the power systems are, as well as like emergency shelters, should those be needed. Basement number 1 is for storage and janitorial staff. And then the main floor has the lunch area, the gardens, the lobbies, waiting areas, orientation rooms, big like not meeting rooms, more like
Presentation rooms.
presentation rooms, like big presentation rooms, where like you could bring in a crowd of people.
Multimedia presentation rooms, MPRs.
Yeah. There's also places for like city hall meetings and stuff that can happen here and stuff. Back and forth questions with the governor and whatnot. Those all happen on the main floor. And then in Tower 1, you have the governor's actual office, and then the secretary offices, meeting rooms, file rooms, archives, etc. In Tower number 2 is the security offices. The investigation team and Dan's offices are in that building. When I say investigation team, they kind of manage the overall like major investigations of any problems, corporate or otherwise, that happen anywhere on the station, as opposed to dealing with the lower level investigations that say like the peacekeepers would look into.
Okay.
Tower number 3 is economics and travel. It includes all of the offices for various business interests, lobbyist offices, Mahogany Jones's offices in this tower. The travel cabinet member who you guys will be investigating potentially is in this tower. Their office is here. It's the one that handles all that stuff.
Okay.
Tower number 4 is the Public Works offices and other management offices, and that's everything that was going to encompass like your infrastructure, medical, education, etc. on the station. All that stuff goes through here. And then tower number 5 is actually just a massive server room. It contains all the servers and systems and everything that keeps the access and the station as a whole running. Like, there are backups of this, of course, both in the access, and then there's separate ones in each of the wings in case, because you want to have backups to your backups to your backups. But like, this is the main one. It's also the one building you guys don't really have access to with your current credentials, because it's very, very important. Yeah,
It's extremely in there.
I wouldn't trust me there, so yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust you there for sure. All right, so that's where you guys
Time
are
to
at.
crash the station network.
You guys are currently in tower number 2, which has the Department of Arcane management offices. You snuck out of orientation, and Via took some little smelling around, and you guys are standing in a hallway in your business casual wear.
I have, if you're in the Discord server, I have spent way too long doing some photo edits of our characters into business casual wear that I'm about to post.
They're pretty great.
They're beautiful.
They're pretty fantastic. So
I can't be responsible for this.
Because of their collage nature, we can't put them up on here for fear that they'll black out our screen. Curse you, Twitch.
Look, I do my best, okay? But I am working from what I have.
No, you're doing great, Audrey. You're doing great.
pretty fantastic.
Okay.
But yeah, so you guys are all in your casual wear. And Via says that, and then like slinks back into your shadow, Scarrick, after mentioning the thing about the abomination from the underground bank research area.
So
I don't
Got
like
a good
calling it a
look at
bank.
them.
It had a vault, that's why.
We never got a good look at them. Could be anything, but
a good look at the critter, or
if in bias it refers to this abomination as a someone.
It. I mean, we
Well,
gotta assume it's intelligent somehow, right?
Well, I'm just saying it. Each of these we've seen so far have had different capabilities. This is going
true.
to be something new.
yeah, I get the feeling
Yeah.
that these kind of critters, they don't exactly share a lot of traits between each other. Seems like chaos is kind of the guiding feature.
That does seem to be the case.
Kind of like someone else we know. Nudges Twig.
Huh?
Well, it was never mind. It was a
She just
joke.
goes,
I was trying to make like an office banter. Kind of. It didn't really land though. So
yeah.
It was
Wait, who's chaos?
it was a good effort.
I tried.
I don't-
Who like beings?
No, wait,
they're
what's-
like they're beings of chaos, and I was like, it's like someone else we know, and I did the whole like office. It's really bad. I should just.
I don't know who you're referring to. I'm confused. I have to know who you're referring to.
Well,
It's you,
well, it was
Twig.
you.
Obviously.
I'm chaotic?
No, but that's why it's funny, and because you're not. Never mind.
This doesn't make sense.
I think it
A
makes
voice comes from
perfect
behind you
sense.
guys. Excuse me.
Hello.
Are you the new employee? Are you new?
Yeah, we're with the new batch.
Yes.
New hires, yes, that's us.
Oh. And you glance around, you see a Luantua woman. Looks pretty young, probably like 20. And they have like an intern badge on. And they say, though an intern badge, that doesn't look like they're part of DAM. It looks like they're in the regular security section. But they say, aren't you supposed to be in orientation right now?
Oh, we got special permission to skip it from our boss.
Oh. Well, you guys must be really impressive then. You've been
could
doing
say
it a
that.
long time?
It's one of those folks with experience, like just re-entering, getting the new orientation and everything, kind of business.
Right. Okay. Well, my name is Dal Maisie, and I'm the intern for, well, honestly, most of this building. Just the one, really. So if you need anything done or like fetched and whatnot, you can come and get me. I'm not usually in my office, but I do have my page number that you can ping me if you need it. But
How long you been here, Dale?
oh, I've been working here about 3 months now. A little bit less, but
Oh wow, and they have you helping out all the new hires already?
well, no, I'm not really helping specifically new hires. It's mostly like fetching paperwork and coffee and stuff.
Oh.
The illustrious start.
Gopher.
Okay,
think
well,
they
I
call it.
appreciate that. We definitely appreciate that.
Well, I mean, it's not every day that we get 4 new people that, I mean, honestly, look really interesting
I
compared to
glanced
the
at my
usual.
badge. Are we using cover names or are we using our actual names here?
Rune did say that they got you fake names.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell you what they were.
Do we need to decide what's my thick name, Ben?
I don't know. Getty,
You
what's
have
your
to make it
name?
up, Getty. You
I
have to
have
make it
one.
up.
Ruin
I
gave
have
it to us.
one.
I think
All
Ben
right,
has
fine.
to tell us
That's fair. That's fair. I will grab you
a
names
government
from my list.
fake name.
From
I
my
feel
list
like
of names.
Getty should have to pick another object in nature to name her fake name for Twig.
All right.
My fake name is Chris Hamilton. People call me Milton for short.
Yep.
I
And,
love it.
oh, I just clicked on myself. Whoops.
All right. So I have my random name picker of list of names that I use for NPCs. So I'm just gonna use this, but for you guys.
No, I have a name.
Oh.
Arrow steps
okay.
forward. I'm Chuck Fender. It's nice to meet you.
Chuck Fender, and then Scarrick is Milton, you say?
Yeah,
Okay.
Chris Hamilton.
Raz named me.
Fender.
Ever's fake name
Oh,
is
God.
Sugar.
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 So that's
Yeah.
the shorthand, but what is it short for?
Let's see. Life is sweeter with sugar. That's it.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, I thought it was going to be pour some sugar on me.
No.
In the name of love.
These knights
So-
don't reproduce, so no.
Oh
so,
my god.
Anvaya has the name badge, right? You got an
Anvaya
name
is in
badge
the
too?
shadow. Anvaya's
Anvaya
not an
doesn't-
employee.
Yeah, but Anvaya's name badge.
And
Ryan
Vaya's
doesn't
hiding.
have a name badge.
And Vaya's hiding behind my name badge.
Suga.
Just a little shadow.
Sugar.
And what's my name?
So am I still coming up with your name, Twig?
Yes.
Okay. Well, all right. The random list has spoken. Your name is 009.
Do you go by 0 or 9?
No.
What
Pick a new one.
Raz
What
gave
about-
you a name.
about ZZ9?
Raz
Zizi.
says your name is
I will go with
Cammy.
a menace over a number
No,
for
no,
my
a menace
Android
is
Paladin.
for Anvaya.
Yeah, that's for
That's
Anvaya.
Anvaya's
Raz
name,
says
yeah.
Twig's fake name is Cammy.
I
Cammy
know
Normie.
that Raz just picked this fake name so that I would have to say it in Ever's accent.
Oh,
and I
shoot.
respect
I really-
that.
Say what? Audrey, say
All
what in
right,
Ever's accent?
Rolling
Sugar.
a new name. We have Eerie.
Eerie.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
ZZ Bottom.
I hate that, Raz. Thank you.
Oh,
Raz,
man.
yes.
All right. Yeah.
Anyway.
That was entirely too much trouble for the subject.
Where were we
And my
at?
name's Erie. It's good to meet you. It's you said Dal, right?
Maisie, please. But yes.
Maisie? Okay, yeah, Maisie. We will definitely see you around at least.
Valair is now
Oh,
following
for
us.
sure.
Thank you so much for the follow. Thanks for, once again, welcome to the train wreck. We really appreciate you.
Valiar.
I'm pretty sure chat said earlier that Star Stealer was our 69th follower.
That is correct.
So, first of all,
Okay,
I
nice,
won
nice,
by your
nice,
girlfriend.
nice, nice, nice.
Wow.
and now we've got the chat emotes.
I know these two.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
So where are we starting our investigation?
Well, right now you're in a hallway with Maisie, so I don't know if that's a question you want to
I
ask.
turn
out loud.
around and
Which-
keep walking.
Which building are we in right now, Ben? You mentioned there's 5 buildings. Are we in the
You're
governor's
You're in Tower 2.
tower 2?
Which
where
is
the
where
dam
the
Security
damn-
offices, the dam office. Gotcha.
And the security officers are here
We
as well.
were specifically skipping the orientation to go see Ruin.
Is that where you
so-
guys are headed to?
That's
Okay.
right.
Yes,
Mhm.
that is why we're in this tower.
I knew there was a reason why we skipped, but I couldn't remember what.
It was specifically to go see Ruin so that we could talk over where we're starting, what we're doing.
One more thing before you go.
Yeah.
There's another new person starting today, so if you see them, they should be in orientation too, I guess. Or well,
Do you know the name? We'll keep an eye out.
yeah.
What do they
Fumble
look
from-
like?
fumbles with like some papers that she's holding. Um, uh, kind of short with black hair. His name is Arbello.
Or Bello. All right.
And Maury's kid.
That's
But yeah. So if you do
Wait,
end
was
up
that
seeing him,
human or
yeah, sorry, he's human.
okay?
But if you end up seeing him, he might need some backup help and such getting around.
Okay.
Since you guys seem to know what's going on. And like I said, if you want anything, let me know. And she kind of off, tucking her red feathers behind her.
As soon as she steps around the corner, Arrow turns to the rest of us and is like, "All right, we should get out of here before we have to watch babysit the new guy."
I guess.
Yeah,
She was
sure.
nice.
Let's head for Rune's office.
Sounds good.
All right, so you head over to Ruin's office, and it quickly becomes apparent to you that the Department of Arcane Management is the smallest of the offices in this building, with the smallest budget associated with it. Because it is pretty much just one little collection of cubicles in a single office. The single office, of course, being belonging to Ruin, but you see just a few people working in the little cubicle, the open cubicle area, behind the door that has the damn label over it, and you see Ruin in his office through the door window and whatnot. As you come in, a couple of the employees kind of glance up at you. Notably, though, they mostly go back to doing what they're doing, except for a Hanadarian in the corner who looks like they rolled around in glitter for hours and hours.
I love them.
And
As a Hanadarian should, you know.
yeah, you know, gotta get those glitter rolls.
Truth.
But
It's fucking important.
so
Just
yeah,
diamond dust, you know.
they are sparkling like diamonds, just all over, and they've got this essentially this little dress on and stuff, and they kind of glance over and they just keep staring at you. They're like making prolonged eye contact with
Fan.
that kind of like,
Is this a social cue?
Scarrick, don't worry about it. We're the new guys on the block, so probably everybody's gonna look at us a little bit.
Oh.
Anyway,
when there's no response, they do eventually go back to their desk.
Well,
I
think
wink at
Do I
them.
feel like we know them or
No.
You don't recognize them.
well, here. I'll go find out. Maybe who knows? They might recognize me. And Arrow is gonna
That
walk
would be
over.
bad for us.
Don't worry, I'll handle it. And Arrow walks over to their desk.
Okay, and you guys go knock on Ruin's office. Ruin will let you in. Just kind of motions for you to come in, and to close the door. But Arrow swings by this Hanadarian's office. You see the little nameplate above the desk, the cubicle desk that says Whistlewick.
Whistlewick.
Mm-hmm.
Whistlewick?
And
Arrow walks over to the desk and says, "Hi, I'm so sorry to disturb you. I just happened to make
you
eye
are not disturbing me at all. I was hoping one of you would come over and say hello.
Oh yes, we were making our way over to an office, but we made eye contact when I walked in the room, and I just have to say I absolutely adore your outfit."
Oh, well, thank you. It's always appreciated.
I'm Fender, Chuck Fender.
Chuck Fender, huh? Whistlewick. You can call me Whistle.
The pleasure is mine, Whistle. Well, was there something you were hoping we would stop by?
Yeah. If you wanna maybe meet me for lunch in the northwest corner of the garden, they lower their voice for this.
Oh.
The four of you are the special units that were brought in, yes?
sweats loudly.
I'm
Arrow says something like that.
I'm the planer specialist on the damn team, so
Oh.
it was my report that led to reaching out. So I thought it might be worth walking you through some of what I have so far.
All right. Well, I'm about to go into this meeting real quick, but I tell you what. And Arrow will pull out his comm and like quickly like send over and like tap hers for
Mhm.
like contact info. Just
Yep.
like,
You just change contact info.
which he totally would have gotten a burner phone for this. So
Yeah.
like it's just like a simple. It says Chuck Fender and like the number, and that's it. It says
Chuck Fender.
sounds good. I gotta run, but I look forward to doing lunch sometime. And like gets up all fancy and swag like, and I'd like to roll performance to see actually how smooth this went,
Okay.
or if it was bumbling and awkward. I rolled a 3, so Arrow's like, I look forward to doing lunch sometime, and like puts his hand on the desk like he's gonna stand, and the stack of papers underneath his hand just flies off their desk. Oh shit, I'm so sorry. Let me help with that, and like knocks a stapler off the desk. It's like I'm making it worse. I'm just gonna
Just go to your
okay,
meeting.
all right.
Let's go to your meeting.
Sorry, it's nice to meet you. Arrow comes into the door of like Ruin's office and just like closes it behind him. Like,
You okay?
yeah, yeah.
Making some friends.
Well, I mean, you all saw how they looked at us when we came in the door, so.
Oh
thought
yes, that was Whistlewick.
Do
Yeah.
we get any
Fun
more context?
Oh, sorry. The planet specialist. The planet specialist whose report found the abominate nature of the magic.
Okay.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
good that the thing that they said to me was that they recognized that we're not just 4 new employees.
Well, they
Oh,
weren't
calling you out.
explicitly informed that anything was going to happen in regards to this, but well, they're not. They're a smart person, so they had enough context clues, I'm sure. We don't usually hire 4 people out of nowhere.
That's understandable. Well, don't worry.
It does seem like a 200% increase in the number of employees here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, don't
We
worry.
could have come
I
in
just
separately.
put on the old Chuck Fender charm, and
Is
I
that
hate this name. I hate this name, Arrow.
I think
I
it's
gotta
a
be
great
honest
name.
with you.
How do you
That's
feel about
I
think it's
Chucky?
Chuck.
Is Chuck short for
No.
Charles?
no, Chucky's off the table. It's just Chuck. The badge says Chuck. You see it? It doesn't say Charles. It says Chuck.
the paperwork says Charles though?
Shh.
But
It's a good name.
This sucks.
Thank you. I worked very hard on it.
I know.
Back at the headquarters, there's like 3 or 4 notepad pages where he's like come up with all these names and like scratched them out before it came
I was
up with
gonna
Chuck
say
Fender
your
and
Google
circled it real
search
big.
history for like 2 days is just baby names, cool baby names.
Chat.
He
Cool
spent some time in the
Hanadarian.
translate program trying to find one that maybe no one would recognize.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
So Ruin looks at you guys and they say settling in all right, I assume. I hope
we
orientation
met.
hasn't been too boring.
We skipped
Okay,
it.
we met Dalmazy, and I think that's pretty much all that's happened so far. We gotta do like a circuit. We gotta figure out if we can like isolate the source of this energy, which I think is probably our next step.
That makes sense.
Did you mention that there was any way to identify people who were under the influence of this thing?
So there, if I don't know for certain. What I can say for certain is that if they have the same magical malady or traces of it that the victim at the hospital has, then they likely had contact with the abomination. And we do know what that looks like. You can get that data from Whistlewick
Okay.
for comparison. That said, beyond that, the only other easy way to determine if somebody has been affected is through the use of spell work and investigation,
Mhm.
which we have not been able to officially do because. So the reason why we brought you in instead of trying to deal with this ourselves, despite other than the fact that we are a small staff and we don't have a lot of experience dealing with this type of creature, is that our investigation is not official. We can't just go up to the cabinet secretary of security and say, "Hey, we'd like to do a deep dive under your magical signature." Um, at least
Okay.
not.
Not unless you have results.
Yeah, pretty much. We need to have a reason to do so. Something solid in order to get that warrant.
I guess I missed that part when we talked about it originally, but I understand we're not technically doing something approved by the station staff. I get it.
It's approved, but it's
But
approved in a way that is unofficially being done.
Well, it has to be
Yep.
secret because if there's anybody else here being affected by this stuff, we can't really tip them off that we're looking into it, right?
Right.
Oh my god.
well,
I just
is
had a
there anything else
horrible
we need from
idea,
you?
but let's look around first.
Skerrick, I want to hear the horrible idea.
I don't. I would prefer not to.
Before you
Well-
talk about the horrible idea, well, actually, maybe the horrible idea is what needs to be said. I was going to ask you where you guys planned on starting and how I could help.
What do you think, Scarrick? Is that relevant information?
I think we should start in the most easily accessible and less likely to get caught in immediately kicked out places, just to cover those spaces first.
Valid.
Makes sense.
Right.
My horrible idea is a very bad and very involved option.
Skerrick, I am already so intrigued. Please just tell me.
Well, if our goal is to scan people and figure out, if there's trace residue, we have to give ourselves a reason to scan everybody. And if there was some kind of biohazard incident or contaminant was released or something.
I was just going to say we could pull the fire alarm.
Yeah, in a
I
sense,
guess that's
yeah.
less- Okay.
And then, be by the doors as everybody's filing back in. Right? Kind of.
Oh,
I don't.
well, I was
I don't
going
even know
to
if
make
it's
sure
so
that
quick.
we had enough time to scan everybody. That's going to
Yeah,
be
I don't know
okay.
how long it takes, so that's probably a good point.
Sorry, out of character clarification. Are we just working on this building 2, or we have to do the whole
Whole campus.
Oh, the whole campus
Oh, man.
is yeah, so it is understood that you'll probably be working this case for a few days at least. But yeah, you've got the whole campus. There are places of potential interest that you've heard about already, and there is the 2 people of interest as well.
Right.
Mhm.
But
right.
one of them is hospitalized and not working here.
So 3 people of interest then, if you include the hospitalized person.
All right.
Because there's the cabinet secretary for security, whose name was Krez Olip.
Yeah, and then LB Atlanta.
Yes, the secretary
Travel.
of travel. Yep. So those 2 cabinet members are the two that had the odd magical signatures that that were already pointed out as being curious.
So our leads are basically that, and then the power system area, which is where the hospitalized guy was messing around with things.
Correct.
Is in the basement, right? Those are our
Yeah.
two realistic leads.
Yes. And how you want to go about looking into those two people can be done in a few different ways, right? You could talk to the people around them. You could try to talk to them directly. You could snoop around their stuff digitally or physically, so on and so forth.
You know, if I'm recalling this properly, down in the sub-basement too, there's some. That's where like the disaster, like evacuation areas are, right? Scarrick, I think you're onto something here. Well, we can probably scope out the areas we can get to first, right? And see what we can find. But if we did need to get everybody into a central location so we can, you know, scan all of them, if there was some kind of, I don't know, somebody called in a false alarm disaster and everybody had to go to the...
All right, I love this energy. I love the energy that you two are bringing to the table. But I do want to circle back and say that we have two primary people we can look at and one area without having to go through and scan everybody else. Plus, you talked to what's the face out there who was the original person scanning, so we can find out like how often that happens and how thorough it was and how involved it is before we decide that we need to scan the general population of this whole campus again.
And you do have leave to go and speak with the employee in the hospital, Sebastian, should you desire to.
All right, well,
I'm all up for any course of action that doesn't end up with us in federal prison.
Don't worry, we won't wind up in federal prison.
Here's an idea.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Maybe while everybody is in orientation and going about their business and stuff, we check out the power grid basement area, see what we can find there, sniff around a little, and then we can try to encounter people naturally in like break rooms, lunch times. Either of the cabinet members smokers? Like, do they take regular breaks that are known? Do you have any information on like their workday habits and usual schedules that we can have?
Yeah, actually, I do. I have compiled a portfolio for you on that front.
Great.
It is a double encrypted file. Send that over. Which device would you like me to send that to?
Scarrick or Arrow probably is gonna crack that the fastest.
Yeah.
Well, no, I have the decryption software for you. It's only encrypted in case.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have a computer, so still probably Scarrick or Arrow.
Mr. Scarrick?
Yes. Yeah, I got it.
Can you lift up your device? Thank you. And they transfer that over.
Awkward as fuck.
What is the social climate here? You guys partiers, like birthday parties or anything like that?
Or is there a lot of like
gatherings
political
of people?
infighting?
So each department kind of handles their own thing and has their own vibe, as you will. So most departments do celebrate birthdays. How much they celebrate birthdays and stuff can change. Some departments, like the security department in particular, has happy hours, basically weekly.
That would be a good chance to get to the security head if he, attends them.
As far as I know, he does. The travel wing and the economic sector, they're a little more spread out. I don't want to say that they're cliquish, but they're kind of cliquish. It really depends on who they're in bed with, if you get what I mean.
Not really, no. But are there like any in-departmental meetings or something that like you could send some of us as representatives of?
We do have cross-department meetings. We do a lot of them with security. Technically, one of us is always supposed to be in any given security-related meeting. That doesn't always get followed. especially since not all security matters really concern the arcane side of things this deep in space. But we are generally supposed to have a representative for each of those meetings. We don't do a lot of talking with other sectors other than travel, which we do help manage some of the coding for magical ships. And
This is all very interesting. I appreciate the insights. It is very first day talk, and we're only going to be here for a couple days, so I would love to get started on the investigation before like lunch period and stuff comes.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry,
I think
I don't mean to
Yeah.
cut anybody off.
Yeah, the cafeteria line's going to be huge if we don't get started right away. Also, huge thank you to Ash for the follow. Thanks for popping in. I'm glad you could join us.
All right, so we'll start at the basement and go from there, right? Like we can in groups of 2 see how much ground and information we can cover today, and then talk about what we got to do tomorrow. Still, what do we think?
Okay.
Two of us take security, 2 of us take travel after we check out the basement.
Sure.
Works for me.
Because we can, visit the guy in the hospital after hours if we need to.
And our task here.
We're trying to
official
identify
task-
the source of the aberrant.
No, our official task, if we're to be stopped by security or something, you guys do regular like magic sweeps.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. I think that's
what I'll
can
do
we
is I'm gonna write up a writ of purpose for you guys, so it'll be in the system. They'll know that you can refer to file 187 of DAM's files for your current job, which is literally just going to be checking over equipment for adverse magical effects.
All right, that sounds totally plausible. Gives us plenty of reason to be walking around.
Yes, you should
we'll
be
go from
free to walk around any of the buildings or areas except for Tower 5.
Got it.
Copy that.
Sure.
that makes me want to see it
We-
even more.
Well, we'll incorporate it
both
into our
better.
sweep, Scarrick, but we'll get there. We gotta work our way
I
up.
will do my best to get you guys a way in if you think that you need to take a look in that tower, but
need
it
to
will
find
probably
proper
be
clues.
supervised.
It's too high level for us right now.
We just have to level up. That's how offices work, right?
Ben needs to let
Yeah.
us level up to
What are you
18.
talking about?
It's like that's the corporate ladder. You got to grind to get to the next level. And then
Wait,
you
I
do more
keep
things.
telling you, if you play games with us, you'll understand these references.
It's like a new euphemism for the glass ceiling or something like that.
Who's coming with me? Let's go.
Yeah,
We're all
basically.
going to
turns
the
around
and
basement,
walks
all
out the
right,
door.
Twig?
We're
Hold
coming.
your horses.
I don't
All right.
have horses. I wouldn't hold them.
As we head out of the office, Arrow will make sure to swing over to Whistle's desk and be like, "Hey, just one," and like this time, like prepare to like lean on it, but like catch himself and be like, "I'm not gonna try that again."
Just
The desk is now it's
Overlean.
immaculate again. They look at you when you're about to lean on it like, don't you fucking dare touch my desk.
Yeah, and Arrow's like, I'm sorry, I just wanted to stop by and say we're gonna go check out the basement for a while and doing some new employee kind of stuff, like looking around at the other people in the office.
Uh-huh.
But we're gonna make our way back,
Man.
and we can meet you for lunch at the northwest corner that you said.
Sounds good. I'll see you there.
Sounds good. And without ever touching the desk, Arrow will very, very carefully, like arms up, make sure like doesn't bump into anything, and follow the rest of the team out.
Well, I'm not worried about ever touching the desk.
why?
Anyways,
I would definitely touch
Oh, that was a horrible pun.
that. The name's Sugar right now, so
Sugar.
Shoiga. Shoiga.
sugar,
no,
sugar.
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 All right.
Purple sugar.
Oh my God.
So you guys move to step out into the hall and almost run into a human about 5'2" with black hair.
God damn it.
Hey,
a
it's,
temporary employee badge. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, you
Oh,
must be
you
you must be the
Arbella?
other new Haya.
yeah,
Your
Bella?
name Oubliette?
yeah, that's me.
Oh, Bello.
Bello.
Oh, Portobello.
You'll get it, Milton. Don't worry.
It's all right. I get this all the time. Oh man. So you guys must be. Let's see. Let me see if I can guess. Um, Airy, and then your sugar for sure. Points to Ever.
How
And
do
then
you
you
name
just
our
said
names
Milton.
already?
Well, so I mean, you picked up your badges, but your name tags were still on the table where you were supposed to sit for orientation.
Eh,
Ah, there it is.
we
But
got an exemption.
yeah, I mean that's really awesome. You guys must be just really in the scene.
Or
I'm
just really
pretty
hard
much
workers. I understand orientation's important, but
Then I want to roll my die here for insight to see if this guy is really like as sincere, I guess, as he seems, kind of bumbly, or if this is a put on.
okay.
Got a 13.
Seems like a genuine guy to you.
All right.
So you went to orientation?
Well, okay, all right. Don't tell anybody, but I skipped out on the second meeting after I saw you guys skip out on the first one.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the
we're
intern
great.
told us to
It just seems
find
like-
you and tell you to get to orientation.
Yeah.
But you guys aren't in orientation. I figure the best
Yeah.
orientation for 5 new employees is, do whatever you're doing together.
Well, it's funny because some teams work better and like some
Hold
team
on.
dynamics.
What's your
before-
department?
Well, I'm in security.
Is that the team that
We
we're
are
in?
not the same department as you, though. Wouldn't you want to work with your own department? Because I don't imagine our workloads overlap a whole lot.
You're not in security?
Yeah, we're with the
we in
damn
security?
team.
Yeah, damn.
Oh, well,
damn
I mean,
IDs.
DAM's just a subsection of the security team, though.
That's not what we were told.
Well,
Oh. Well, damn.
Yeah. Anyway, this is really nice meeting you, but like, I really have to go take a shit. So, and I can't go without my emotional support friends. So,
Chuck?
best of luck. Maybe we'll do lunch sometime. As like Arrow starts slowly stepping back.
Looks at and says, "Does Chuck always just flat out say that he's got to go take a shit?"
He's
no,
very
he's being very
open.
rude.
No, he's very open. It's refreshing. It's like a type of honesty,
Yes, building team
that-
trust is completely built on
oh,
honesty.
Chuck, we'll meet you down in the basement.
The basement bathroom's the most private.
Yeah, I've got this thing when I start a new job. You have to start at the lowest toilet and work your way up. Anyway, just human things. Am I right? Am I right? You get it. Okay.
I mean, he looks over and says, I haven't been on the station very long, but that seems pretty weird. Is that normal? Like human
Called
culture on
IBS.
station?"
Look it up.
Must be a Kestia thing. You'll
Well,
warm up to it. You'll warm up to it. Yeah.
Abello, we already got our first assignment. That's why we left orientation early. If you haven't got yours, you should really talk to your supervisor because they might be looking for you.
Oh yeah, and I
Oh.
if this is deception, I want to help.
Yeah, go for it.
Arrow's helping. Oh yeah, like we've got
Roll persuasion. With
I'm not
advantage.
deceiving
Arrow's
at all.
helping.
about to say
Roll
it's technically
persuasion,
not
Derek.
false. Okay, persuasion.
With
With
advantage.
Because Arrow's helping you.
Well, I don't need it because the first roll was a natural 20.
Let's go.
Or
You
I
guys-
believe
Naturally adapts to office
Or-
life.
a total
Oh.
of 19.
That's a -1. I
That-
forgot.
That really makes a lot of sense, guys. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll see you around, right? Maybe we can have lunch or something. Or
Yeah.
I'll get you a drink after work or something like that.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
we might
Um,
see you at the happy hour. I heard there was one of those.
Oh yeah, there is a happy hour tomorrow and today.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of happy hours, but I guess you can't have too many.
Well, it's a big department, right? So not everybody can make it on the one day. It's just everybody else goes the next day.
Yeah, it depends. People are busy. Hey, you know
Yeah.
what they say? Working hard or hardly working. Am I right?
Oh yeah. All right. I'm gonna go talk to my supervisor. I'll see you guys around. And he walks towards the
I cast
elevator.
detect magic.
You cast
Ooh,
detect magic.
smart.
When he turns
Yeah.
around, smart.
Okay. Roll Arcana.
Gonna check. Gonna be a 15.
Okay. So he definitely has a small magical aura around like the little side satchel that he has with him, but otherwise does not seem to be particularly magical. The aura itself is reading as enchantment, as far as the type of magic. Detect Magic gives that to you for free. With an Arcana check of 15, you think that the aura seems to be centered on an active enchantment, probably on an object, but otherwise you don't get anything else.
I'm just gonna keep the spell up as we walk around then.
Okay.
Smart.
So you guys are heading to the basement, and we're heading to intermission. So we will see you again after intermission with some more previews of the Galactic Primer on Urban Sprawls, and then more gameplay. See you soon.
See you soon.
Hey you, on the couch. Are you looking for sweet video game playthroughs and content? Well, you're in luck because it's coming soon to VHS cassette. Wow. When's the last time you watched something totally awesome? Hold on to your gaming chair. Contains bonus scenes and features. Explosions, prizes, gold, victories, not victories. Funky videos are all that in a bag of chips. Booyah! Sweet! Just connect to the World Wide Web and a world of totally awesome video game content is at your fingertips. Wow! Now available on Home Funky Video.
Hello, and welcome back to Spaceships and Star Worms, the stream. We are back from intermission and ready to show off more things from the Galactic Primer on Urban Sprawls.
Yay.
Yep, that's our upcoming expansion for Spaceships and Star Worms. It was a really enthusiastic,
All that
yays,
noise, right?
I feel like.
Yeah.
Coming
Yeah.
out
Didn't even
on
get to say
August
mine.
31st. In digital for
Sweet.
sure, in print.
We're fingers crossed. Drive-Thru is trying their best, but everything's a little bit delayed right now. So as soon as we get the proof, we can approve it. But regardless, it should be soon. We're really excited about it. Lots of magic items, lots of cool stuff. But we want to give you guys just a little bit of information about one of the new class archetypes we have. I will say that I think it might be my favorite in this book. But that is the new Adept, which is our monk analog, has a Way of the Bullet archetype.
I am very excited. This art that Emmy did is awesome. She is awesome.
It's fantastic.
And it just oh my god.
That's a cyber torso.
Gun monk.
Like a corset.
Gun monk.
The gunk.
The gunk.
God.
Oh shit, it's the gunk.
Oh my gosh, guys. Audrey's waited so long.
I told you I was going to say
it on stream.
It's official.
It's happening. The gunk is here.
Oh man, do you all remember? You remember Ash?
We remember
Wildstar.
Ash.
Yeah, he made everyone flustered. He's a gunk.
He's a gunk?
That's what you told me, right, Ben? Am I wrong?
Yes, that is correct.
Yep. What is? Doesn't this is isn't this a
Raz, this character's name is Eliza Vetta, aka Dizzy Lizzie.
Dizzy Lizzie, that's right. She's a badass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the gun monk can do a lot of really cool stuff. Oh god, they got the curve the bullet thing, right, Ben?
They do, yes. You can curve your bullets by possessing them with your psychic powers. You can fire away with a flurry of bullets and store your adept psi points in your gun itself.
Oh yeah, I forgot we gave them that.
This is an archetype that I'm super excited about. I'm super stoked for this one to hit tables. I want to play one so bad.
They're very fun.
So cool.
And they're one of many archetypes, including, Steve, there's new roboticist options in this book. You could turn Mars into a transformer.
Ooh, it's so many customization points,
Transformer.
It's very expensive, but it's worth it.
It's a little expensive, but I mean...
Well, right now, I think my options are a bicycle and a Segway.
I would personally love to see Mars turn into a Segway.
Yeah,
there's a lot there. He would be a full-blown chariot, like imagine a 4-person Segway.
A 4-person Segway.
Group Segway. Oh god, it's like tandem bicycles, but for Segways.
Oh man,
that sounds horrifying.
Kind of beautiful though.
All right, everyone, lean forward. Okay, stop.
Man, you're gonna ride around town looking like you just stepped out of an OK Go music video. Like, oh no, Steve took a drink.
Owned.
I caught it. Good. I didn't die.
Good.
God. Yeah, we've got that. We've got a painter bard. That one's another one that was a big hit in the playtests.
Audrey, I'm surprised you're not holding up the physical proof just to be like.
Ben has it.
Oh yeah, I guess I can go grab that.
Yeah, go grab it and hold it up because I have this artwork.
You gotta flex with it. Come on.
It's super funny. In the middle of the stream, I'm trying to put out on August 31st on it, but I didn't make it
I saw that, Aaron.
You're
I was
doing
great.
great.
I saw it slowly get typed up.
Super scuffed.
It's totally great.
So it goes.
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's great. I forgot.
And you have the physical proof. Just
There
some
it
fun
is.
stuff there.
Look at how many pages. Look at how many
It's pretty
pages are on
thick.
this bad boy.
I think this one clocked out at like 270.
Like 320 or something like that, I think. Am I wrong? I might be wrong.
268.
Okay, 270. You were right.
But it is longer than the Galactic
Nature
Primer
book,
Natural
yeah.
Engine. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of. I personally, I'm very excited for the treasure section. Like you're like how to determine that stuff. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Spoiler
different,
stuff.
like-
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that's my favorite art in the whole book.
It's the Demolitions Rogue, which is what I probably should have made ever because
Hell
of
yeah.
all the grenades.
Yes. Is that
Yeah.
Zoko?
Well, you wouldn't know you would fall in
It
love.
is
before you fell in
Zoko.
love.
But yeah, you're right, Getty. It sneaks up on you. It's
The-
It really does.
The lovely quote. You say dangerous explosives. I say useful multi-tool. Like any good demolitions rogue should say.
I love it.
Am I a
love
good
it.
demo man?
Yeah, but so there's some really cool class archetypes in this book, in addition to magic items and mythic artifacts. And fun fact, the Zithix is not the only mythic artifact that we have talked about on this stream. So everybody remembers that Ever is looking for a Lewis Avon mask called the Mask of Rano Eru, which is one of the mythic artifacts in the Nakora.
Yay.
It's a cool, very cool, nasty, fun item. Like maybe
You said a lot of things in that sentence. Maybe don't put it on.
Yeah, maybe don't wear it for very long.
Maybe
I-
don't.
You can wear it for
touch
a
it.
little bit, you know.
You wear it for
little.
like a few weeks or something before maybe the spirit of the emperor who made it tries to take over your body and use it as his lich phylactery. So
I mean, all you gotta do is, you know,
Just
get
normal
good,
things.
make your
Yeah.
prison saves, problem solved.
you'd be fine.
No
It's
big
totally,
deal.
totally great.
Just make your
yeah.
saves. Easy.
Yeah,
Gosh.
it's no problem. There's no
Don't be a
drawbacks.
game scrub. Problem
There's
solved.
no
be a
drawbacks to
scrub.
these mythic artifacts. None
Jeez.
whatsoever. So last thing I think that we wanted to touch on before we got back to it, there is a small bestiary in this book as well. Pretty short. It's got a hefty NPC section, but as for actual creatures, there's not as many of those. But we do have some cool techie kind of themed creatures, including cyberphage, which
Hyperfade.
Raz did
Drawn
the
by our
art for
very
this
own
one.
chat goblin Raz, and she absolutely
Yes.
killed it.
It's so beautiful. So these things are like they're literal computer viruses. I think they're both aberrations and constructs. Is that right, Ben?
Yes, they are aberrant constructs, and the largest of them are about as big as your average large dog.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
This
Horrifying.
this
I
creature.
hate it.
Oh god, when I created this creature, I gave it like a Pokemon evolution. So it's like the little ones are like a little swarm, and then you have the cyberphage, which is again dog sized, and then the cyberplasm, which is like
The cyber
Humany?
plasm. Mhm.
like a like a Drider, except for it's not.
Except for with an elf top, it's just more phage.
Yeah, just the cube head, It's like something out of Silent Hill, kind of. Pyramid head. That's what I'm trying to think of. I did it. But yes, there's some very cool creatures in this book as well, as all the items and stuff, and we're really excited for it. So
Here's a dog for
Yeah.
scale.
Oh my gosh, Aaron.
Aaron,
And,
Aaron, you're killing me. I love you so much.
flawless. That seems about right.
I'm just
And,
gonna put this
just-
down here.
Best
This
thing,
cursed
these
image.
things, these cyberphages, they can go into immersion networks just like you can, which means they can eat you on the network.
And they're honestly maybe more dangerous on the
Great.
network.
Hmm.
Hey, Raz, I want you to never say the words sexy virus like Osmosis Jones ever again, please.
You just
Osmosis Jones
you
is
just said
not
them
a
out loud.
virus.
You just said them out loud.
Osmosis Jones was a virus to me.
Osmosis drones is not a virus. Was the virus from Osmosis drones sexy? That's its own debate.
I don't remember
It's not a
anything about
debate.
that movie except for being scandalized by it because I was in a delirium, like flu fever when I watched it and thought I was
That's
going
the
to die.
worst movie to watch when you're sick.
Right?
It's literally about.
It was
being
over
sick.
Thanksgiving, and like my whole family's in the other room eating Thanksgiving dinner, and Mom's like, "I'm just gonna turn on some TV for Audrey since she's sick on the couch." And then it was that fucking
hell?
movie, and I was like, "Mom, am I gonna die?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. But anyway, the cyberphages are in the book, The Galactic Primer on Urban Sprawls, which again comes out August 31st, at least in digital. Print soon to follow. So definitely, we hope that you check it out, and thank you for indulging us in some content previews.
I missed Ben holding up the book. Ben, do it again. Ooh.
Yay!
Ah.
My.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes.
I love it. Cool.
But anyway, we can play some more now, maybe.
I guess if you
Can
want.
we?
Like a little.
We're done sprawling.
Let's get back to the train wreck that the people are here for.
We're going to the basement, that's what everyone wants to see. Basement time.
Basement trains.
Basement train. I guess.
All right. So,
Don't think about it.
Yeah.
I already thought about it too much, Steve.
Any amount is
Oh,
too
dear.
much.
So you guys, you're heading down to the basement floor, level 2. So taking the stairs or the elevator, my dudes, my sweet babies.
I mean, the elevator. I don't see any reason to use the stairs. It's weird when you work in an office to use the stairs. You're like
There's-
either exercising or
Next to
doing
each other?
something.
That is true.
They are relatively next to each other. Yeah.
Okay. Are the stairs well open, or is it like a closed off stairwell kind of thing?
There's a door to the stairwell that
Okay.
is closed. Yeah.
Well, let's go down the elevator. We'll take the elevator.
Okay. You take the elevator down to basement floor 2. Things open. Down here is industrial lighting, concrete floors, concrete walls, and long hallways. You see some offices, improvised offices that looks like the janitorial staff can kind of use this space however they want. And the engineering staff similarly has space down here. The actual grid area where he was causing trouble, where Sebastian was causing trouble, is at the center point of the basement area. So you'll just walk down this hallway until you get to the large circular room at the center, because it kind of spider webs out from that room. But you see like pipes along the walls and over the ceiling, wiring and such. Everything's labeled and fire extinguishers in every so often and whatnot. Scarrick, go ahead and make an investigation check. Oh, somebody wants a little attention.
When
Oh,
does
cat
she
tax.
not?
The cat tags.
She wants so much attention all the time. I know.
That investigation
Except for when
check
she's asleep.
is going
what'd
to
you
be a
get?
big old 5.
So you're making your way down. You've got your goggles on. You don't see anything particularly weird or out of place for now. You probably get stopped like once by somebody who's like, "What are you guys doing down here?" But we're not even gonna play that out because you basically just say, "We're here."
Papers.
Yeah,
magic.
basically. And
We're official.
yep. For once, you're not sneaking around, or not really yet.
We're still sneaking around.
Show our backstage passes.
Is it really sneaking if you have a thing that says "I can be here"?
The moral is still there, okay, Ben?
morals.
We're sneaking because we're not using our own names. That's twig logic for you.
You'll notice I don't generally use my own name when I'm around with y'all in public
I
anyway.
know. You don't want to be seen with us. I get it.
No, it's
It's valid.
It's a security thing, like whatever.
Anyways, so you enter into the large circular room where you see these huge boilers and machinery and consoles everywhere for like interaction. All of the wiring goes into like voltage frames, and then into the station itself, where the power cores are and whatnot. But this is the area where he was causing trouble. You haven't been told exactly what he was doing or like how he was causing the trouble, other than the fact that he was like shutting things down and causing blackouts.
Yep.
But there is large switchboards and computers down here and stuff. There is about 7 or 8 engineers in the room that are like running things currently. So you could talk to one of them if you wanted to. You can just kind of look around. What are you guys doing? But it's a huge room.
Looking around.
Okay. Feel free to roll investigation if you want to take a look around.
Hey, Scarrick, do you think we could find maybe a report log of what was messed with, like over in like one of the command centers or command?
There are
consoles?
people down here, engineers in the room.
Oh,
Just
we can work our way over towards one, acting like we're doing our job of scanning the place. Just make sure your drone's looking official. Scared
You
pulls
even
out
have
his
your drone out, Arrow.
scanner.
I don't know if Arrow does have his drone out for once. He probably doesn't, because like they'll like walking around through the hallways where there's a bunch of people. It could be gives the wrong vibe, So
true.
Well, I'm gonna use my computer while we're scanning. Make it look,
yeah.
convincing.
So are you actually using your computer to do something, or are you just feigning with it?
I'd probably be using it to collect any kind of data I can from the goggles.
Okay, interesting. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just using those to look around.
Arrow, if you wanted to go over to one of the consoles that's not being used, you could probably log on with your credentials if you wanted to look at what systems were affected, like in explicit order.
Okay. I'm about to say I should have like an employee login, right?
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, you have a login, so you can just swipe your badge over the thing and it clicks open for you to your login profile. So why don't you go ahead and make a computers check?
Right.
Audrey, go ahead and have Ever make an investigation check.
Okay.
And then Scarrick, why don't you make an Arcana check? What are you up to, Twig?
Twig is just going to kind of get a lay of the land. I assume my detect magic is off by this point.
It lasts for 10 minutes, so you probably get a little bit of time with it in here. So if you want to focus on that aspect of it, you can go ahead and roll Arcana.
All right.
Not too bad.
My roll is only a 5.
Okay. So you'll get the information from the detect magic at least. So I will go in the same order. Or actually, maybe I'll go by order of how good people rolled. What'd you guys get?
Arrow got a 16.
Okay.
15.
And another 5. Got it.
Woohoo.
All right. So.
I'm not trained in Arcana.
And that's fine. It's fine. Twig, you're looking around, trying to catch as much of the room as you can while your detect magic is still up. So you're a little distracted, trying to just kind of absorb it all into your visual sensors. Does she have the ability? Do you have recording software on your Cyber Eyes?
She doesn't have software hooked up to her, like, no.
Okay, she didn't have a recorder. Okay, that's fine. So you're just trying to remember as best you can.
Twig doesn't really manipulate her systems a whole lot. It's like, yeah.
Very all natural. I gotcha. But so you notice that there's definitely magic here. There's layers and layers of it. Some of it's probably like normal installed magic for abjuration. The usual stuff like preservation of materials, prevention of damage, protection spells, a lot of abjuration layers here. You do find some traces of more destructive and unusual magic, specifically around one of the computer consoles. It looks like something tore off all of the abjuration magic at one point, and it's been newly replaced. But there's still remnants of some very vicious evocation magic in that area.
Like some powerful stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Scarrick. So you're looking around. What you first notice is that there are bloody footsteps that you can see with your goggles that you cannot see without them. They remind you a lot of the puddle, like the hallway full of blood from the basement area of the trading center where you guys found the vault and everything. It's like somebody was leaving behind the footprints from walking in that place. But you notice that they kind of circle the area in like a spiraling pattern. They start with a large circle, and then they seem to choose directions at random. And you're not really sure what caused them to mark certain spots. It makes no sense to you with your 5. But there definitely is evidence of something aberrant here. And something, again, that may relate to the being that you guys, that Arrow saw in the office before you went down into the vault and then was gone when you left. My brain. Arrow. You flip through the computer systems. You kind of slide through. So it looks like an unprotected system was crashed. Like the software of that system was crashed off the main network and then set up as a parallel network. And that was the start of the issues. Then from that parallel network at a console nearby, not the one you're using, things started getting shut down. First, it was all of the security measures, the cameras, the sensors, etc. And then there was full blackouts.
Security and cameras went first.
Yes, security and cameras definitely went first. And they specifically went first in towers 2 and 3. And then 1 and 4. And then Tower 5 last. Tower 5 is on a separate, more protected grid. And it only had just gotten to those cameras by doing the full blackout. But at that point, the emergency response kicked in, and that console was disconnected, and the parallel network was shut down. And then presumably the guy was shortly discovered after that.
Gotcha. Huh. Interesting.
Ever. So you're snooping around, and you find, as you're kind of looking around, you see a area where there's a bunch of these scratch marks on the ground, and like a little bit of abrasion on the wall as well, which is only notable because like it's pretty much all concrete, and concrete and metal and such. And you, as you kind of look them over closer, you can tell that there was some kind of violent struggle happened over in this corner of the room, um, mostly out of view of anybody else.
Okay. Anything that the scratch marks themselves can tell me in terms of like identifying what sort of weapon or creature might have created them?
Something with looks like 5 claws, humanoid like shape. Like if somebody had fingernails that could
Do that.
scratch, yeah, metal.
Okay. Can I tell what the result of the struggle was based on the scratch marks and indications of violence?
Um, yeah. So it looks like whatever was doing the direct attacking likely came out of the situation victorious, because you don't see there comes a point when there's no longer any signs of like the fight didn't move much further out from that area, and there was no sign of something escaping that area. Uh, but there is like a slight indent in the metal floor where something heavy would have fallen on it.
Okay. But there's no like blood or indication that something died here.
There's no indication that something died. You find what could have been blood spatter, maybe, but it looks like it's been thoroughly cleaned.
Okay.
Unsanitary.
Yeah, I got to keep that stuff cleaned up.
Well, I regroup with the others and say quietly, well, I think that I have some questions for a guy in the hospital.
Yeah,
What do you think?
you and I both.
Signs of a struggle over there, something with claws for sure. The attacker seems like they dropped something heavy, slammed the ground with enough strength to make a mark. Potential blood splatter that looks like it's been cleaned up, so might be worth.
Wow, regular
looking in.
PI.
Yeah, look, okay, all right. I've been in some dangerous situations. You learn what a fight looks like.
Sure, I get it.
But how are things looking on the magical side of things? We got any sort of pointers?
The only really thing I could.
I don't want to alarm anybody, but we're kind of standing on some bloody floor art.
What? Ethereally?
Yeah.
Can you you know how you tapped it into the screen that one time for us to look at?
Oh yeah, I can do that again.
That would be great.
Okay. So you do that. You see the recorded like path of the footprints and such. Everybody go ahead and make an Arcana check for me, except for Scarrett, because you already rolled a 5.
A 5. Be a 7. Oops.
I got a 15.
Oopsie. I also got a 5.
I love all of you so much.
Oh my gosh.
So Arrow, it's a good thing you started. You're still taking those like night classes for magic dummies.
Right.
Remedial
magic courses, and you kind of look at it, and as Scarrett kind of zooms out a little bit to get like the best view, this kind of looks like a magic circle.
Ooh.
Hey, hold on a second. If you like, rewind a little bit. If you look at like, oh no, hold on. Take a step back a little bit. Looking at the corner here. Yeah, that's not good. This kind of looks like, and I'm not an expert. Like
Arrow here.
Oh, okay,
I know they're a little big, but yeah.
He'll like hold them because his head is so much tinier than yours. Like hold them up like this, like swimming goggles, and be like, "Yep, shit, yeah, this kind of looks like a magic circle, like."
Twig slowly steps back to the side of the wall of the room.
Yeah.
So, as members of DAM, can we use this as a way to, call an emergency?
I don't think we're at that
You
point
want the
yet.
evacuation thing?
I don't-
No, we got to
don't-
figure out what's going on.
Oh no, hold on. Let me take a picture. real
I have a
quick.
question. Scarrick. Do you think your spit friend has any thoughts on this?
Yeah, and I didn't want to call her out while there's a bunch of people in here, which is why
I understand, but I mean,
Break
if you
the-
could like stand somewhere kind of unobtrusive just so she can take a little look, and then maybe she can fill us in the elevator.
All right, how dark is it in this room?
Oh, there's plenty of dark corners and stuff.
Okay.
Like the area where that fight was, that Ever found, that's totally off the beaten path. Like I said,
Okay.
it's a massive room with lots of corridors and between machinery, and there's only like 7 people in here.
I'll go down to where that scuffle was and call in via out.
And Via reaches up, slowly pulls above your shadow, glances around. Oh, good. Just you guys, huh?
Yeah.
So how's the office life?
Weird.
Well, you're not soulless automatons yet.
We've insulted a bunch of people, and we found a bloody circle in the basement.
Bunch of people.
It's
It
a
was like-
hell of a first day.
That's my boy.
Here she
So,
is.
I take it you, we're in a hot spot. Takes a big sniff. Licks the air a little bit. Yeah. Our target was definitely down here. Crawls out of your shadow. Kneels by, like, the bloody footprints nearby. And, like, runs their finger over it and then, like, tastes it. Ooh. That's something right there.
I don't need the goggles to know how weird that was.
That's a lot of power. This thing is definitely stronger than the other ones you've fought.
Very
Great.
spicy.
Makes sense. Usually the more powerful an abomination is, the more of a sense of self it has, which, since this one seems to be moving intelligently, would indicate that it has quite the sense of self.
Cool. Well,
I mean, does the magic circle mean anything down here? Is there something we can do to get rid of it?
Oh!
Do we need to?
Sorry. Let me take a look at the picture here. Well,
does
it looks
Anvia need to
like-
put the goggles on, or does she just do it to be an ass?
And you already know Anvia can see into the ethereal plane, so
Okay, you just said, like,
Yeah.
let me see the picture. And I was like, she's like, I want the goggles too. Gimme.
well, Scarrick has a picture from like taking
Grabby.
it as far back as he can to kind of get as much of the circle as he can,
Gotcha.
and that's the picture she was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, she would definitely wear glasses just to wear them.
Anyway.
Once a gremlin, always a gremlin.
Of course.
Let's roll Arcana. Oh, a nat 20.
Hey.
Well, it's not active per se. It looks like it's on a pulse activity. So it activates on and off every so many hours. Wow, that's pretty nasty. It looks like its only purpose is to exude like paranoia and agitation to everybody who's in or around the buildings.
Wait,
Right.
just paranoia?
Yeah, just to make people just a little bit shittier.
Can we get rid of the circle?
It's a circle of pure office culture.
You mean I was gonna say, you mean that isn't just the office building itself?
Yeah.
No, it's like taking it to the next level, right? A really toxic
I-
work environment.
Can you tell if this is having an effect on us?
Meta office.
Well,
This is where
its
Ben
last
says roll a con
activation
save.
pulse. Its last activation pulse was before you guys got here, so not yet. Everybody roll a charisma save.
Ah, shit.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, everyone. I've doomed us.
Okay.
You are
17.
within 10 feet of Twig,
It's a
so don't forget your extra +3.
20.
Sheesh.
Oh, so with a +3, it's 10.
Cool.
You said charisma, right?
Mhm. What'd
Yeah.
you get?
22.
And 20 for you,
Yep.
Ever?
With Twig's help, I add 10.
So,
It's gross.
with the last vestiges of your detect magic as it fades away, you, Twig, you notice that a flare of magic, of enchantment magic, like shimmers up and then vanishes again.
Well, I think it just went off.
Yeah, it definitely just pulsed. Scarrick, so you are just a little more easily agitated and a little more easily paranoid of other people, but not like extremely. It's just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Arrow says, go ahead.
Well, okay. I guess we gotta flip the possibility that no one who has been working in this building knows what the fuck they're talking about then. Including
it's not
Ruin.
It's not giving them false information. It's just making them irritable, skeptical.
Irritable and paranoid, and then paranoia leads to like assuming things of people. And then if you see false information, if there are actually, or if there's other effects of this critter here, then
I mean, it would
it just goes down the chain.
It would depend on how strong the effect is and how many times they've been exposed to it. Like,
It's pretty weak, but I do think it compounds. So the longer that it's been going on and the weaker wills of a person, the more they'll be affected by it. This
there
kind of thing is pretty common for abominations. I mean, they strive and they feed on like chaos and death. So
right. So I'm gonna ask this question for the third time. Can we get rid of it?
oh yeah. Yeah, we should be able to break the circle down here, I think.
Right?
How?
Well, so we're gonna need. Do you still have that stuff from my my progenitor?
What
This?
the diamond poop?
She just pulls a
Yeah.
single.
Yeah.
Just pulls a single one out.
So you're gonna want to crush that up and use it as a focus for some kind of magic dispel, and you should be able to break the circle that way.
Can anybody here dispel magic?
No.
Okay.
I couldn't afford the
I
tuition.
feel like
for that
I would have
class.
done that a lot if I could have.
So I think that maybe this is just a report it to Ruin, and let someone on the team who actually can dispel stuff do it.
Yeah.
Getty, are you one level off from dispel magic?
I'm trying to remember when the fucking levels come up because I may have just not given myself the.
Ninth level is third.
When do paladins get?
Ninth level is third
Huh?
level spells.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man.
You are one
One
level off.
shy. So rude. Oh, Arrow, is there like a custodial closet somewhere? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
for
an
sure.
office, so they're everywhere, right?
Mhm.
Arrow will go to find that and like pop the door open and pull out like a wet floor sign and just like stick it over the circle.
Okay.
He'll actually roll a bucket like out
The
too.
circle does encompass the entire room.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
It's
checking.
huge, right? Like,
Yeah.
just like my job here is done.
Finally happened. The custodians
that-
have become
save
the
that shit.
custodians.
There it
Save
is.
that shit and It didn't matter.
I mean, it matters in giving it to an NPC, I guess.
It does. All right, well, let's make a note. I saved the screenshot, and oh wait, hold on. We have the technology.
What?
I'll send this email over to
Ruin right now.
and I'll go ahead and CC you.
I would prefer that we don't send
Use any
anything
electronic
hard copy.
communications unless it's super encrypted.
You're right.
Like, I don't think we should send any messages like digitally at all. Just
Well, we don't have
We'll
any
talk
reason
to
to
her.
think that this thing is that electronically savvy, so I do think encryption's probably fine, but we could literally just go back up and talk to him.
Yeah. Also, it says that I'm having network connectivity problems.
We are in a basement.
I do not know my password, and I cannot get into my email.
Okay, all right. Well, let's go let Ruin know, I
Did you
guess.
put in your 5th IT ticket?
Yes, I just keep hitting support ticket, but like nobody's responded yet. It says average wait time is 36 days, so
I mean, there's only one IT person for this entire axis.
Oh no!
your corporate buildings, Ben.
Oh, that poor IT worker. Oh my god.
There's only one, and they died terribly.
Oh man. Good old corporation jokes. Never gets old.
Super gets old immediately because I deal with it in
Absolutely.
real life.
Me too. But that's why I like to make the jokes.
It's true. All right.
All right.
Well, we know that this room is awful and one big magic circle. Do we want to check out the other spots to see if there's other big magic circles?
There are no other spots yet that we know. This is where all the mayhem was happening. So I think we go upstairs and we have lunch with your friend. Whistle,
oh yeah, it's about lunchtime, isn't it?
And then do some poking around. After that, I guess.
Arrow will flip open his burner phone and send a message to the only contact in the phone, and just says like lunch in 5, and sends it off.
Okay.
Do they
you get
respond?
a message back saying yes.
Cool.
See you there.
All right. Also, is it cool if my friends come?
Yeah, that was the point.
Okay, cool. LOL. Just wanted to make sure.
Oh
Do you have any allergies?
You're not buying my lunch, so it doesn't matter.
Oh boy,
I totally knew that.
homie. Stop texting. We're just going up there. It's fine.
See you in 5. I've never had an office friend before. Well,
Don't. This
other
is
than Riff,
this is
but, like,
job content.
it's a
Okay.
different kind of office. Okay, yeah, I know. I'm just sorry.
Your
I'm in
studio
deep cover.
barely
I'm in
qualifies
deep
as an
cover.
office.
I gotta.
Barely
Deep
qualified.
cover.
I've been underground for too long. Anyway, the elevator's over here. Let's go.
Arrow, you gotta get a grip, buddy.
I'm in too deep.
Okay, so you guys head back up. Are you gonna stop by Ruin to let him know that about the circle, I assume, and then go to lunch?
Makes
Sounds
sense.
like a good plan.
Bruin says, right. Well, the only person registered who could cast that spell is Whistlewick, so why don't you take them down and point it out, and they can get to work on it.
All right. Just like so you know, I know it sounds weird, but it creates that aura. So if you've been in here for a long time, it's probably enhancing your sense of that too.
That is very troubling.
Like we just saw it activate.
I will, I'm going to go and get a few scans and see whether or not this is a long-term curse or,
That sounds like a great plan. Yeah.
Do you think any of you guys are affected?
Who is the person talking right now?
Really?
Workin.
We're in
Hmm.
their office.
Okay.
No, totally
Uh,
not.
I don't.
Fine.
I mean, we were down there when it pulsed, so maybe.
I mean, have you felt like you've been affected by anything?
I don't feel any different, but that
Then I
doesn't
don't know that
mean
we'd be able to tell either. It's
Fair enough.
possible.
Well, better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah. Well, I feel okay now, but just in case, I better. And Arrow takes the appropriate 6 seconds to set his lifeline watch. Because
The game codified
yes,
6 seconds requirement.
yes, the game codified
Yeah, this is
one
the game
round
codified.
because it's a full action to to do that. And all right. So if I am affected, I'll just go back to now, where I'm totally not.
All right. Hopefully that works. Let's go see Wiswick.
All right.
Makes sense
As soon
to
as
me.
we leave Ruyan's office, I don't trust that guy.
You don't?
I don't trust them.
I mean, it's fair. It's like we're really under the table. I feel like more than they're letting us in on.
Seems like they've been exposed to some of this mind-affecting magic.
What makes you say that?
Think so?
It's always the one that's closest to it.
Well,
I don't think we should eliminate any possibilities. But for now, like, they're putting us in this position to try and figure out the issue. Let's just, like, stay aware of the possibility that they're putting us on the wrong track and go from there, yeah?
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I know this really shouldn't be important at all, but if the one who's hiring us to do the job turns out to be the one who's causing the problem we need to solve, if we solve the problem, does that mean we don't get paid?
I will admit I'm a little bit more worried in this situation of the government collapsing or being compromised in some fashion than being paid. But yeah, probably.
No, you're right. No, it's just more of a, not really a concern as much as it was a thought experiment. You know, it just.
Well, let's with the paranoia aura, let's like contain a little bit of the thought experiment stuff.
Well,
right. No. Yeah. That's a good point. No, that's a good point. So anyway.
Step one: kill the circle.
Right.
What?
Step one: destroy the circle that's causing the pulse.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Let's go see your friend.
Yeah. Let's go see Whistle.
So you're on the way to the lunch courtyard area, and who has their real phone on them at all?
Ever.
Arrow does. The back pocket.
Okay. Arrow, your real phone goes off. Your real communicator.
It's like checking.
Looks like
checking the blog just to make sure things are okay.
It's not your blog. You're getting
It's Arrow's ringtone. What?
it's what the Arrow horns is his ringtone.
Yeah.
Looks like Oswin's calling you.
Huh.
Oh my God.
Oswin. Hold on. And like Arrow speaks up. Says, "It's Oswin. Hey, I'm gonna take it real quick. Hello?
Ah, good. I got through. Are you
what's
well?
up?
You're good.
Yeah,
I hope
I'm
you're not
on my way
too
to
busy.
I'm on my way to a meeting, but like I got a couple seconds. What's up?
Oh, well, I won't take up too much of your time. I just thought you might like to know. So it's pretty exciting stuff. You know, I've been monitoring Rasavan ever since we went out there and helped her out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like she's changing direction. She's probably gonna pass by the station.
No way.
Yeah, she's gonna be in this system.
big star worms gonna be in our system and might swing by within you think by within close enough to see?
Oh yes, you should. Well, I guess I can't say for sure, but looking at current trajectories, it'll probably
Between
look.
this view.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look through one of the various viewports outwards, probably still best to use a view cam though. But
Understandable.
I just thought it was interesting because I know that we'd been talking about her heading to the core. It doesn't look like that's the case anymore. I think something might have her attention. Not sure what it is yet. I am taking a look though. But I'll keep you in the know. Yeah.
Yeah, about to say it's making. I mean, the core is like the complete opposite direction. So for her to be making her way out to us is let's just say I don't think she's swinging by for the restaurants.
No, no. My guess is there's another star worm in the area.
Wait, hold on. I hear you say that right. You think there's another star worm in the area?
Yeah, I mean this kind of behavior. I mean we've seen it before with star worms needing to communicate.
Huh. Well, I mean, okay. That's wild. Anyway, well, I gotta go to a lunch, but keep me posted, and that's really neat. I mean,
Yeah, sure will. Enjoy your lunch, Arrow.
yeah. Take care, Oswin. I'll catch you later.
Of course.
So that was Oswin.
Mission critical, it sounded like.
Well, just you know how big Star Wars Mama was making her way towards the core.
God damn.
Listen, Ben, it's easier to say than her name.
Aaron, also, since you guys had this conversation on stream, maybe you can just say you repeated it, so we don't have to go through it all
I literally
again.
don't have. I just wanted to say the words "Big Star Wars Mama." I don't have anything else other than that. Arrow repeats.
Well,
Yeah, big Star Wars mama.
So
okay.
anyway,
Okay. Well, that's going to
That's-
be interesting.
I mean,
I
that'll
love
be
science.
cool, so we can focus on that after we get this all taken care of, I guess.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So
Take a break and watch our friend go by.
yeah.
All right. Lunch. Then
Lunchtime.
whistle.
Lunch.
Then
Well, lunch with Whistle and then basement again, and then we'll see where the day takes us, right?
oh yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So you guys head over to the courtyard area to the northwest. As you kind of walk through the courtyard, you see some various groups of people chatting and having lunch. You see Maisie over on the far west side at a table by herself. And a little bit closer on your way, you see another familiar face. Man, I'm gonna forget his name every fucking.
Arbello.
Arbello. Yeah, Arbello glances up and sees you guys in waves. And tries to wave you over to this table with a bunch of security personnel.
I will go over there. I say to everybody, give me a shout when you headed out, but I'll try to mitigate this.
You want me with you?
I mean, if you want, I'm really just gonna give him a little bit of the time of day so that it doesn't seem like we're being horribly rude and giving him any reason to, keep seeking us out.
Yeah, I get that. Okay.
Also we might go to that happy hour, so could establish that plan right now.
Yeah, just tell him we're doing a team meeting lunch thing, but we'll catch him later at the happy hour.
Sure.
My first priority is food. You can tell him that.
Scarrick, that's always your first priority.
I will make sure that he knows.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So is it just Ever going over there then?
Twig can't come if she wants. I didn't mean to shut that down, Getty. Just whatever you want to do, however we want to do it.
It's up to you, boss.
Twig.
You just want to solo
I
that.
didn't particularly
Solo
think that there was going to be anything significant in that conversation with Orbello other than Ever was going to establish, we'll see you at the happy hour tonight. So it's not something that we have to
Cool.
necessarily
I will go over to
play out.
Whistlewick. That's good.
Okay,
Yep.
sounds good. So over with Whistlewick, you find Whistlewick in the northwest Whistlewick in the northwest corner.
There it is.
Table. West.
Whistlewick in the north. Whistlewick
You
in
did
the
this
northwest.
to yourself.
Whistlewick in the northwest corner. Whistlewick in
Look.
the northwest corner. Blah.
Hanadarians did this to me.
Yep.
Who made them, huh?
Whose fault
That's
is
not
that?
inherently a Hanadarian thing, Ben. We have like 4 species that just pick their own name at random, and Hanadarians are just one of them.
I know.
Who's mic breathing?
Me? No.
Probably me.
I think it's Aaron or Steve.
I'm on raw input because I'm not capturing Discord for myself. So
Right.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Peking golden retrievers disappointed in me for mouth breathing.
Ouch.
What?
What?
The golden retriever's back.
Oh, I see. Hello, buddy.
Oh my god.
He's been
I
there.
thought this was somebody in
How's it
chat
going down
who was
there?
calling you
I was
out.
like, peeking gold retrieve. What?
Yeah, I
Anyway,
looked at chat
let's move
too.
on. We go over to
Um,
Whistlewick.
All right, so you go over to Whistlewick. She raises the hand, motions you to sit down. Hey, how's your first day going?
Very interesting. You want to know what we found?
Glances around. Maybe if you talk a little quieter. Yes.
Okay. Scarrick sets his tray of food down. And just with a mouthful of a sandwich or something, starts filling it.
Okay, you just let him know.
Yeah.
She just kind of nods. Okay. We can go there right after this then. Do you know how often it pulses?
Well, no, not quite.
That's fine. I was just curious.
I mean, we could wait to see how long it takes for the next pulse, but I'd rather not wait that long.
I don't think it's worth waiting.
We're planning on going down there right after we finish.
I was just gonna ask because if, depending on the type of circle it is, if it's an active use circle and it's pulsing because somebody's putting energy into it, if we break the circle and next time they go to do it, it doesn't work, they'll know immediately that someone has messed with their circle.
That's fair. I can see that. We just don't know how long this has been up and how much has been affecting everyone in the building is the problem.
Right.
It could be tied to the continued use of the creature having influence over people here.
I agree. It needs to go down no matter what, but I was just curious if you had an idea of its pulse cycle. Right.
Not really sure, I'm afraid.
Well, other information that I do have for you guys. So, I'm not exactly an aberrant or abominate expert. My expertise is mostly with minor planar tears and repairs.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I did my some of my work in school was done on the kind of tears that can let abominations in. My understanding is that for one to be this powerful, it probably didn't come through some minor tear, though. It was probably called here specifically or summoned.
Okay.
There are a lot of different classifications of abomination, but until we know what shape this one typically is in, I can't really nail down a classification. The paranoia thing, though, that is interesting. If that's the purpose of the circle, then it's possible that we're dealing with a Karun classified abomination.
Karun?
What does that mean?
Yeah. Well, their typical innate form is something long and serpentine, but they can take other forms, including humanoid ones.
So it could be literally anyone.
No, they can't mimic like people. They have a specific like form that
Oh,
they're.
you mean like
Okay.
bipedal, or
Yes.
not like a creature, not like a human, but like,
Okay.
is it a disguise or is it like just some sort of entity that walks on two legs?
It's a disguise. The entity
Okay,
itself.
so
Abominations are typically rather formless.
gotcha.
Anyways, what I do have about the malady, I can send over to you guys here with this data. It's not much, but it shows that the malady itself and the reasoning behind his behavior, I don't think he was he wasn't being controlled, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think control is an issue. I think it literally drove him mad and convinced him that something needed to be done.
Oh, I fail to see what the difference is between those things. To be honest, Mr. Lick, like
The end game, not so
you're
different.
saying that it's not an effect that can be dismissed right away. It's that it literally damaged him in a way where he's permanently convinced of it until like. Is that what I'm hearing?
Basically, it's like I guess it's the difference between a suggestion than a domination spell.
Sure.
I mean, most domination spells are, well, illegal in the Nakora for good reason, right?
Yeah.
But the other types of magic that can kind of push the mind a little bit here or there, less so. They're also harder to trace. But there was no clear sign of like an actual magical domination going on. Let's see. Is there anything else that I'm missing?
So the magic made him more susceptible to manipulation.
Right.
So we just need to find out who manipulated him then.
That is fair. If he remembers, then yes, that could be a through point.
All right. Well,
Take care of this circle and then
Seems-
go talk to him.
seems about right. If we want to take care of the circle, or did we say we would leave that? Sorry.
No, we need to get rid of that thing.
Okay, then yeah, dump the circle, and then I don't know. What do you say we go pay our buddy a visit?
Seems pretty fair.
Sounds like a plan. Let me get that circle for you if you want to show me where it's at.
Yeah, it's down.
Yeah.
B2.
Sounds
go.
good. And as you guys are making your way out, she looks over at Maisie and says, Maisie, can you bring up a sheaf of B7s to my desk? Thanks. Maisie just kind of nods. And yeah, you guys head off back into the building. Ever, do you just want to split back off and meet up with them again?
Yeah, I'll just meet up with them. I assume that they got my attention when they were heading out, so I'll go with
Yep.
them to watch, whistle.
Yep. So
destroy
you are all set up. You know when the happy hour is. You can probably go there after visiting the guy in the hospital. Sounds like, timeline wise, a good spot for it. And yeah, it's at one of the local bars in the area. One of the rooftop bars. But yeah, so And of course, why did I name this person this if I can't remember? Arbello.
Bello.
Yeah, Arbello is just overwhelmingly delighted to chat with you.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to expand my portfolio.
That
I love this kid.
completely makes sense.
I want nothing to do with this kid.
But yeah, so you guys head back down and show Whistlewick the circle, and you give Whistlewick the materials. And between that and the spell, since it's not active, the circle itself is breakable. So you guys can break the circle. And Whistlewick says, well, we can break the circle here, and it won't operate, but it will take a lot of time to completely erase the circle. Gosh, I can't believe our people missed this. I mean, I guess
And
it
who
just
would
shows
you say are the people who last checked this floor?
Who cleaned up this place after Sebastian was taken?
Ralphus was the one from our department.
Yeah, I'll totally forget that. You should just get the list and then just send it our way. So after we finish talking to our friend who's recovering, we can maybe follow up.
Okay, sounds good. I'll get the list together. It was like 4 or 5 people, so not too many.
Okay, well, we should check them out too, because if they...
Right.
if this is their area, then...
Well, there's a few different department people, right? Because like they had to have some people from our department. There was a security personnel, and the rest were engineers.
Of course,
makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So we break the circle.
Right. Yeah. So raises his hands in the air. Magic coalesces around her, and she takes the material and makes a few marks across where the circle is. And there is this almost audible, like glass breaking sound that kind of resonates inside your heads. And you're not sure if everybody could hear it or if it was just because you're aware that the circle existed. But all 5 of you hear it, including Whistles. And there's quiet for a moment. And then, Garrick, on the ethereal, who's got your goggles on right now? Is Whistlewick wearing them? Or are you using your screen?
Kind of assumed that she had another way to see the ethereal plane because it's her specialty.
Yeah, I didn't realize she was using goggles. She has her own goggles, Ben, obviously, right?
She's a planar expert, so...
She is, yeah.
I don't know if I would have told her about the goggles.
Fair
but
enough.
I would definitely be using them.
Mm-hmm.
So you see this in real time as it happens, but you watch as the bloody footprints lift up off of the concrete and step into each other. And at rapid speed, as the circle vanishes into a single footstep out of view.
Well,
that's not good.
What's not good?
What?
What's not good?
Why isn't it good?
I thought it looked like you cleaned the place up nicely.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Oh.
What do you mean you didn't? Did something change? I can't see. It just looks like concrete to me.
The footsteps are gone.
The what footsteps?
The
ones that make the circle.
The bloody ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you just broke the magic and the blood
I broke the circle, and then the circle seemed to then activate some magical subroutine, and it folded itself up.
Where'd it go?
Well, we can't trace it now, I guess.
I suppose.
Also means that probably someone's aware of what we did.
Right.
Ah.
In order to fold the circle up that way, though, They would have
They
had
had
to
to
have
be here?
been in range of the spell, which means
They were on the campus
probably
somewhere.
more than just on the campus. They would have to be in this building.
All right, so great, so fantastic. Scarrett, can we get on the security system, see who all is here right now, see if we can make that a list?
If there's a terminal down here.
There's a lot of terminals down here, yeah.
Here, I can. You can use the one I was using.
Yeah, give me a distraction.
Yeah,
We should probably check everyone that's working down here anyway, considering.
right. We'll need to try to identify everybody who's in the building and count them among our list of people. It gives us a little bit of a narrower list of who to check out.
That's a 28. Computers
Seems
check.
good. Yep, so you flip through the screens pretty quickly to gather as much from the timestamp as possible. Within the radius that Whistlewick specifies, that would have to be within range of. So you're not like checking the whole tower, you're checking like the radius, right? So you have a few things laid out. So if one is the offices of DAM, which include basically everybody who works for DAM and that department. They're within range. Currently talking in the hallways nearby that office is a Paranthi woman and a group of people. The Paranthi woman you recognize from pictures. That is the cabinet member for travel.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the one we were told to look out for?
Yes.
LB. So next of note, you see Maisie, who is in like a stocking room grabbing some stuff by herself.
Okay.
You see a gaggle of security folk, including both that seem to be gathering around a rather stern-looking, gruff Kairov man, who you recognize as Krez from the pictures. That'll be the security cabinet member, talking to like a group of his people, including the other new guy.
Orbello.
Yep, Arbello. And then, of course, you have the few janitors down here and the engineering staff, pretty much everybody who's on shift right now.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
Trust any of these people.
But in total, the list is maybe like 60 or 70 people.
Which is a lot still, but it's somewhere to start.
Better than 700.
It's true.
And I'm going to end you with this. One last thing before we stop the stream. As you're flipping the cameras, the camera stops on like the camera that the last one that you moved to that you're flipping through, Scarrick, is the one with Maisie in the storage room. And she kind of like trips over one of the boxes in there and stumbles and then kind of looks up. And Ever, when you see Maisie kind of glancing up from that angle, she looks weirdly familiar to you. And it takes you a second to place it, but you realize that the way that her feathered hair kind of sits, and like the cut of her jaw, if she was wearing a mask and floating in a hallway, that kind of looks like the person you saw when you were hallucinating.
Great.
And with that, we're going to end the session. Thank you all for tuning in to SNS The Stream. We are winding towards the end of our season 2 as we move into these last few episodes here. And If you are as excited for the Galactic Primer on Urban Sprawls as I am, keep an eye out on the 31st. Hopefully, it will also be available in hardcover physical on the 31st. But if nothing else, it will be available digitally. Yep.
Yeah, Aaron, hit us with those social channels.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Aaron, hit us
And
up.
if you are excited, you can follow along and make sure you catch all of the updates and all of the new fun little things we're dropping in our socials by checking them out yourself. You can find us at Starworms on Twitter, Spaceships and Starworms on Facebook and YouTube. And if you're not there already, you should come hang out on our Discord. That's where that's usually the number one spot where we dump our new content. Both the really exciting stuff coming from the new book and also a bunch of nonsense stuff like the weird things Audrey put together about our characters in different costumes for this stream. So be sure to go check those out. And once again, August 31st is when the Galactic Primer on Urban Sprawls comes out, hopefully in both versions. And that's about all we have. Thanks so much for everybody tuning in. I believe our next stream is going to kick off next month on September 8th. Same time, same place. And with that, we'll see y'all next time. Have a good night.
See you later, guys.
Bye-bye.